We have a report that Dollar Trees may stop accepting SNAP benefits or food stamps. Something big you need to be hearing about out there. Food recalls. We got a major recall that involves Dollar Tree and lead poisoning. Yes, that's right, lead poisoning at Dollar Trees. We have Microsoft, that small internet company, saying that they not only were they hacked, but apparently their source code for things like Windows and Microsoft Office may have been compromised by Russian hackers. Yes. Other major beef recalls. Gas reserves being sold. We got lots of reports to cover that you need to hear. Let's jump right into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates that you guys are sending in, as well as a little bit of news to keep you up to date with what's going on out there that may impact you. We do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They do a fantastic job helping people get out of stocks and bonds in their retirement portfolios over into gold, silver, or platinum coins. Coins that are yours, that when you take a distribution, you actually get your physical metals, not some dollars, whatever the banks think it's worth. There'll be a link at the end of the video for you to get some more information. I was bouncing around over at Adventures with Dano. He does a fantastic job over there talking about a bunch of the food recalls. He's down in Disney World, and he's keeping up with what's going on with food recalls out there. Sargento cheeses, a major recall of a whole bunch of options, a whole bunch of varieties of Sargento cheese. So if you use that kind of cheese, better check to see if your cheese has been recalled. Also, Dollar Tree and Family Dollar has a brand called Supreme Tradition. Their cinnamon has been recalled due to lead. Also, we have Stonewall Kitchen brand out there. Cinnamon has been recalled, as well as Raja Foods. So if you have any cinnamon on the shelf, you might want to go through that and check that out. Also, that has triggered a bunch of recalls on applesauce. We were noticing low supplies of applesauce, and lo and behold, it's because of a cinnamon recall. So a bunch of the applesauce have cinnamon in there, and that is why we're having low applesauce supplies. So be aware of those things and check your supplies, your brands, to see if there's any recalls on those cinnamon products and cheese products. There's also some beef products we'll talk about right here in just a moment here. Sunny says, and in the real news, Trader Joe's chicken soup dumplings recalled. A lot of their chicken soup dumplings. So if you got Trader Joe's chicken soup dumplings, check to see if they have been recalled due to plastic in them. Also, we have a recall of 93,000 pounds of beef. This will not affect you directly, hopefully. This is from MF Beef in New York. It was shipped to restaurants, not to stores. Restaurants in Pennsylvania, New York, and Ohio, so hopefully your restaurants are taking care of you if you're in those states and is returning the beef. We also have reports that the Northeast Strategic Petroleum Reserve, not petroleum reserve, gasoline reserve, will be emptied and sold by the end of the year. So that's a big deal. That's for the Northeast portion of the United States. It's a major gasoline stockpile that was established after Hurricane Sandy or Superstorm Sandy, and that has been there to because the pipelines don't go all the way up there. If you're familiar with the Colonial Pipeline, that only goes up to Virginia, and so when you get up to the New England, a lot of that has to be trucked in or has to be brought in by ship. So it's important for them to have gasoline stockpiled up there. That's going to be sold off. That was part of the bipartisan, as in 100% of the Democrats voted for it, and some Republicans voted for it. So therefore, it's bipartisan. But they have that continuing resolution for the government, and one of the things that they wanted to do in order to balance it out a little bit was to sell some more of the United States assets in order to pay for some of their binge spending. All right, moving on to Texas. Yeah, so we're now seeing that the numbers are 1 million acres of grazing land in Texas burned, and the number is still going up as the tally is taken. 38 Kroger stores in West Virginia and 2 other states have voted to go on strike. So they are on strike at those stores. If you're in that area, you may not be able to get into the Kroger. They may not be stocking the shelves. They may not be open at all. All right, Microsoft admitted yesterday that the SolarWinds hackers, so-called Russian group out there, were so deep into Microsoft's network that they got into senior leadership team email accounts. And this is not like super recently. This is like they're still in there. And they've just announced that apparently these hackers also got into the source code servers for their software lineup. So things like Microsoft Office, Windows. So, you know, small stuff that couldn't possibly impact anybody. But these are the guys that burrowed in through SolarWinds. SolarWinds pushed an update out to a bunch of their people, and those people were infected by the hack, and all those subsidiary companies were hacked, including departments of the United States government. So anyone who was using that software got that update, and their systems were compromised through the update. That's concerning, that some of those that were corrupted and impacted by that were in Microsoft, and now Microsoft, the moles have gotten in deep into the Microsoft network, and the question is what if they do to Microsoft what they did to SolarWinds? I mean, SolarWinds, before that, nobody ever heard of them. Like, at least normal people haven't. If you use their software for whatever specialty stuff that you use it for, maybe you've heard of them. But everyone's heard of Microsoft, right? So if we're talking about a Microsoft update that goes out that actually infects everyone's computers, that could be a very, very serious problem. If we're talking about Windows-based computers being hacked, that's a lot of computers, not to mention anyone who's running Microsoft Office. That's a long, long list. So be aware of that and keep your ear out if there are security patches that need to come out. And then there's the whole, hopefully you can trust the security patches. This is from Donham. I went to return a bag of potatoes purchased 4 days ago that had already begun to rot. While there, I decided, 4 days. 4 days and the potatoes are already rotting. I decided to check out Fiji water that is rarely in stock, and I noticed the entire water section looking very sparse. I immediately came out to check your reports to see if there's anything I may have missed and or might have been reported on. Not sure if there's any connection or a trickling down effect, but the section was very low nonetheless. Yeah, we're seeing issues with water in a number of places. I'm not sure exactly why that is, but it just is. Fiji water, of course, has to come by ship from Fiji. So, yeah, they actually bottle it on the island. So that's one of their major exports from the nation, actually. Not only that, but just want to hit that potato thing. Just that potatoes are going bad so fast. Partially, this is because some of the potatoes you're seeing are not from this year's harvest, but they're from last year's harvest. And that's why we're seeing such issues there, is that they stuff that they would normally throw out, they kept. And, you know, people are like, you said there's going to be a potato shortage. Why isn't there any potato shortages? Well, because a lot of the potatoes they normally throw out, they just kind of kept and they just put on the shelf. And that's how they've been kind of patching this this gap, which is great. I mean, food waste, a lot less food waste going on out there, so be happy about that. But it does mean that stuff's going bad. You can't just put your potatoes up for, you know, months and months like you normally do. Be aware that your potatoes may go bad relatively fast because they're old. Robin says, on my way home from work, I was listening to my favorite radio station. In the middle of a song, the emergency tone sounded, and when it was done, the song came back on. No explanation, so not even a test. You know, this was only a test, just the emergency test. We're seeing a lot of that out there. FEMA is going nuts right now with emergency tests, air raid sirens. Russia just had a nationwide nuclear strike drill. They're getting ready for nuclear war. Are we? If you have a fallout shelter in your backyard, or if you know where your nearest fallout shelter is, in the United States, you're a weirdo. In Russia, it's normal. Everybody in Norway, not Norway, Finland, everybody knows where their fallout shelters are. I mean, they have enough shelters in their major cities for all the population to get underground and to ride out a nuclear war, whereas the United States can't even think about that. Like, that's just insane thinking, apparently. What will you do? What will you do in a crisis like that? That's a question that you should be asking yourself. Can you get underground? You want to be behind as much either air gap, or you want to be behind as much material, so mass. So if you're underground, that you got all that dirt that the radiation can't penetrate very easily. Whereas if you don't have any dirt between you and the radiation, you want to get as much distance between you and the radiation fallout. So shut off all your ventilation so you're not sucking in radioactive air, and then get to the center of your house. And remember that your roof counts as well. So get as far away from your roof and your walls as you can, and that will be the safest place from radiation. And the half-life is relatively short, so you will see the radiation drop dramatically very quickly, especially after a few rainstorms. That will wash a lot of radiation off your house and down into streams and stuff like that. But that causes water issues. All right, how do we get talking about that? Anyway, Angelic says, Central Virginia, Dollar Tree had up computer-printed signs placed in 3-ring plastic protectors all over the store saying they aren't taking EBT or SNAP. Out of curiosity, I asked the cashier why they weren't taking them. She told me I'd have to ask corporate. I asked her how long they haven't been taking EBT SNAP, and she again told me I'd have to ask corporate. Now, I wasn't able to find anything official out there saying that Dollar Tree has stopped accepting SNAP benefits, but take this as a yellow flag out there. So perk up your ears, and if you guys see anything at Dollar Tree indicating no SNAP benefits being accepted anymore, please let us know as soon as possible. Also, if you have any other updates that you need to send in, things that you're hearing at your workplace, conversation you had at the grocery store, or things that you're seeing at the grocery store, just reply to the comments on this channel anywhere and use the word update somewhere in there. That gets it to the right place. Thank you so much for keeping us updated on what's going on out there. Casey says, a friend in San Diego said she was watching numerous people fill their grocery carts to overflowing, then just casually walked out the door without paying. 2 days in a row, 2 different parts of town. No one even tried to stop them. One of the locations was a very upscale part of town too. Vehicles were waiting right next to the front door, because they don't have any money. They don't actually have vehicles. Oh wait, they do. Everyone watched them load up their trunks and drive away. The managers and cashiers just shrugged their shoulders and said there was nothing they could do about it. This is San Diego, friends. She also said LA is transporting all the homeless to San Diego in preparation for the Olympics. So if you want a free ride from LA to San Diego, just pretend like you're homeless. And if you want a free ride from Texas up to New York City, just pretend like you're a migrant. Anyway, Jimmy Nitro says the Walmart in North Las Vegas also closed all the self-checkout outs as well. If they do let you use them, there's usually 2 or more employees hovering over you until you finish. Ken says Northeast Tennessee went to Walmart today. I have never seen it so empty, not of people, but of things to buy. Deli had 4 kinds of ham, but no other meat. No deli salads whatsoever, not much of Walmart brand of anything. Clothing was the only thing in good supply, and with the prices, none of that will sell soon. Could not even get something as simple as an Ethernet cord. Wanda says, I live in East Central Mississippi. My sister is a lab tech at the county hospital here. Her husband is an x-ray tech at urgent care, owned by the same people as the hospital. The internet went down both places yesterday. Since we're a small town, they send the X-rays to Jackson, Mississippi to be read, and they couldn't send them to be read without the internet. So they sent my brother-in-law home because he had nothing to do since they couldn't send the X-rays into the hospital. A viewer in central Minnesota says, got my latest utility bill, and there was a big bold red notice saying that my electricity costs are expected to go up by 7%, my water by 5%, and my wastewater by 5%. Looking to switch from power-hungry computers to more efficient laptops and tablets to counter the increase. I am in technology field. It requires a lot of computers. I can afford it, but those on fixed income might be squeezed from all directions. We can't get to an electronic or an electricity pantry and pick up a box of electrons. It's true. It's true. If you are struggling to pay your utility bills, friends, you can ask your utilities. They do have some programs and stuff like that, assistance programs. So if you're really having trouble keeping your lights on or keeping your water on, just call your utility company and ask them if they have any programs that can help. If they have a program, and you need the help, use it, right? Don't feel ashamed doing that. If you need it, use it. Susan says, my Minnesota daughter is having a baby. It just found out a week ago. Has to have an ultrasound. Insurance will pay $300 of the bill, and my daughter has to pay $554 for an ultrasound up front, or else they won't do the ultrasound. Wouldn't be bad, except she pays $700 a month for insurance. Pregnancy was unexpected, pretty sad times. And Wyoming gal says, the post office wants to take our mail distribution centers out of Wyoming. We currently have one in Cheyenne and one in Casper. They want to move them to Montana and Nebraska. I bank online, but people who mail their bills will have to send them a lot earlier, plus we will lose a lot of jobs. We also have trouble in the winter when the roads are closed. This will make it even worse. Please do keep your updates coming in. Let us know what you guys are seeing where you are. And we're so glad you guys send those reports in. It keeps us all really, really well informed about what's really going on out there. All right, friends, if you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold Group, there's a link right there. If you want to check out another video from the channel, there's one up there. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.